All right, we're live. All right, wherever you're seeing this, we're gonna start off with the hashtag live, hashtag replay thing. The reason we do that, I think you guys already know, we want this to reach a lot more people. And the way you can help us, and obviously we're gonna help you with content and motivation, energy, and kind of like a little bit better of a GPS than you're probably running on your own. Our currency is your shareability in our content. So the more comments you drop, smash the heart, share with a friend, tag people. It helps the rest of this group see the content much quicker, so they can catch the lives well, and the replays. Hopefully, you can hear me still. My mic just popped out. Now it's popped back in. Anyways, so
Yeah, you're good.
okay, am I back? Back. Yep.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Okay,
good.
cool. And then I'm gonna drop the Diamond Club link for everybody. So we do have this. I'm gonna share my screen for 1 second. We're gonna dive into the content. We're gonna keep today very precise and short. First of all, like if you're watching this on a different platform than Facebook, this is our Facebook group, and if you're not in it, you can go here. This is the URL I'm highlighting. GSD seven figures is the group. If you type in joingsd.com /group, it'll redirect you here. So you'll probably want to be in it because that's where we stream our primary content. And then when you're in here, this is a $7 trial, right? You can try it for a month, a week, whatever the page says. At the time, we do make changes to it. You fill this in, you're in for $7. You'll be unlocked with everything. Like this isn't, we don't hold anything back the moment you pay. You can cancel anytime. That's totally up to you. I suggest you stay because obviously growth takes time. But if you're a 30-day and you know it all, try it for 30 days and see if you can learn it all. Totally fine with us. But this is a good starting point for two people. Number one, you're brand new, hate your W-2 and hate what you're doing and you need clarity. Buy this. Number two is you're an agency, you've been fucked over by coaches and you're skeptical and you don't trust coaches and we're the devil. Try this. Okay. Then the next level is our inner circle, which you can always, I mean, it's all over the internet, so you can find out about it. Or the easy way is raise your hand, have a conversation. It's no obligation. You can talk to our guys. They're going to spend their time that they get paid for to talk to you on my dime so you can get better. So if you're not fearful to have that basic conversation to grow, have it. Just draw the line in the fucking sand for 2024 and get on those calls. All right. So we're going to go into a couple things. Anything you have to start with, Ben, before I kind of do a little bit of a monologue for about 15 minutes, maybe less, hopefully less. All right. So no from Ben. We're gonna get going. Let's
My bad. Sorry, my girlfriend threw my AirPods at me.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay.
good.
Cool. All right. A yes or no from you.
What was the question? Hit me.
Anything you wanted to cover before I get into like I want to do a deal structure. I want to break
Oh,
down a
you're no,
live
you're good.
deal. Okay,
You're
cool. So I'm just gonna go in real time. So this isn't some shit that happened in like I don't know 1999 or 2010. This happened fucking Friday. So less than 24 hours. Okay, so we're gonna be sharing real time stuff because we're already doing this with or without you guys. It doesn't matter to us because we have an agency, we have goals. We're just gonna follow suit in our culture, which is the sign over here behind me. There's pillows over there, blankets all over my fucking room that say get shit done, right? So it's a constant click of don't fuck around. You're here to make as much money and be successful in everything you actually try to do, whether it's the gym, the work, the friendships, the relationships. We're going all in on everything. So it has nothing to do with just work. It's a habit of life, all right? So that's enough for the mindset stuff. The rest you watch Tony Robbins for. Let's get into it. So I'm going to do a play-by-play breakdown. So I have an overall master template. My master template contract, inner circle gets. Okay. So with this, we have everything involved. Like, so all of this stuff was pre-written. I didn't do anything on this contract. Everything you see here, and I'll break down this contract. Now, what I have in my master template contract, I have SEO, Google Ads, CRM, reputation management. I have everything of all the services my agency is capable of doing. And I took the time, the intelligence, and the process to create it. So it's articulate to me, it's articulate to my team, it's articulate to the client. So now all I have to do is delete what they're not getting, and then I'm done. So it's that simple. So contracts aren't some janky bullshit, long ass process. When the client says, send me the contract, and 4 or 5 days later, you finally get it to them because you have no idea what you're doing, or it's disorganized, or you're second guessing, what do I put in here? I got to write it custom every single time. Not for us. we make it speed is the mother of this success because decisions change, buyer's remorse, confidence, something can fucking happen from that if you create your own gaps in your own process. And that's my personal opinion because it's happened to me many times. And as if it's ever happened to you, just let me know in the chat, on the stream, whatever. Have you lost a contract because you're the bottleneck in the business and didn't even send the contract in a timely manner? Then it caused them to wonder what kind of service they're going to even get from you if you can't even send your own contract right? So that front end experience is just got to be so rhythmic that if you can get it to them on the call in itself and have them upload it to your contract signature thing and get it done while you walk them through it and sign it, boom, boom, and boom. Everybody motherfucking wins, right? So, anyways, so client, I'll give you the play-by-play of this whole entire thing from a sales process. Client finds us on a blog organically on the internet, still kind of cold, I guess. Read our blog, so that helped frame the authority. The result was already on the internet because it was a case study. It wasn't like here's how to do things. It was like here's a storyline of a success story of a client that if you're similar, we're the people you reach out to. So we did a before, during, and after scenario of one of our clients, right? So finds us, books a call automatically through the calendar because we have a Calendly link on the blog. 15-minute block out, triage, 12 minutes, discovery. They get to know us, we get to know them, make sure they're qualified. Overall, they're spending about $75,000 per month. It actually blew my mind. I was expecting them to spend five. Now, because I asked them, hey, what's the marketing budget that you've been spending historically, let's say in the last 30 days? 75,000 on average. Cool. Now, what are you looking for us as a company to be able to help you that you don't already have? And then we want more leads. Got it. Well, everybody wants more leads, but what about us specifically attracted your attention? Then they're telling us why they attracted our attention. They're like, we like this, we like that, we like this. I'm like, cool. Now, considering you have other vendors and you've been with them for a little bit of time, like, what would you want to do with us if we were able to do a deal with you? And he's like, well, I'd do a trial with you. I'm like, in your trial, what would that look like or consist of in your mind? And then it was, hey, I don't mind floating 10 grand a month with you. So now, guess what? I'm like, cool. I have enough information. Why don't we take a pause here? Let's set up a 30-minute call. We'll do it on a Zoom. If I can bring in one of my partners on the team, I'll have them join the call because I'm sure they'll be excited to meet you as well. On that particular call, we'll go over any particulars that you have any questions, any concerns, and we'll go over what we're going to be doing as far as the strategy wise. And at the end of the call, you just tell us if it makes sense and if you want to work with us. Makes sense. Let's do the thing. Now, I sent the contract based on his budget, $10,000 a month. Now you're going to see something different as I scroll down. Okay. So this is the contract. I'm showing you the live template right here, right now. Digital plumbing, the analytics. So we have tracking, KPIs, open dashboard, designs and creatives. We're going to do your ads, your videos, your assets, your landing pages. We'll advise you along the way because if you're doing the thinking and telling us your ideas, we already fucked up and you own the power and we don't want that. We want to be proactive marketers where we give you the ideas. You say, that's dope. Let's go. Or you say, I don't like that angle. Let's try this. We want them to be focusing on their business. We want to be a value add to the organization because I can't tell you how many people have taken their business over from other agencies because the number one pain point is like, I feel like I'm telling them everything I want to do. So when a customer says that, they think they're the marketer and you're just the keyboard jockey that punches numbers and keyboard stuff to do targeting. You lose control, you lose the client, you lose respect. That's why this is important, the way we structure our things. Lead flow tracking. Without tracking, you're blind. Here's the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. Specifically bolded this. Me and Ben did this live, I think, on Monday night. We did this contract up. We had to revise it a little bit. No limit on ads. I wanted to put this on there because I know that that was going to already come up. So I just wanted to have that in front of the question so it never even came up to reduce any potential objections that could come up. It didn't come up. In fact, it came up. He said, thanks for that. And then retargeting, he didn't even get to this point. And he's like, I know you're big on retargeting. And I said, if you just scroll down a little bit, it's there. And he's like, oh, good. And then I just said, look, I don't know how good your intake team is. And if they are, amazing. However, we've also worked with so many people that there might be some extra value that I'm happy to provide you should you need it. Since he was already familiar with high level, I just left it as high level because we're using it. No point in trying to say it's my software. Project management, just that's what we do anyways. And then renewal, let's renew. And then here was a pain point, so I made it a little bit bigger and bolder, in that sense of because I want every customer, I want them to know that they have full control. I'm not a rental company where you fire us, we fuck you over and take all the equipment back. No, you can just have it. It's up to you. That's totally fine. And that's it. So now let's get into the pricing. So it went from 6 months. This is where we have our negotiation. Cool, dude. I'm like happy to do it. We trust in each other based on our conversation. So it's 3 months, month to month thereafter. Two of his vendors, he's like my current vendors. I have two. One's been with me 5 years. One's been with me 2 years. You do a good job. Like I'm not firing you. If you do something I don't like, I don't want to be obligated to pay you. So that's why we brought it down to this. So here's the numbers. You can see 19 grand a month and $1,500 one time. So I'm waiving. I did a really low setup fee because we do still have a lot of work to do with like content and new lead triggers and all that kind of shit. So I did have to respect our time and effort, or this could be a losing number for us from a setup process, but it doesn't matter. It rolls into a good long-term relationship. So it's almost like my foot in the door. So overall, this number right here is the contract value, 58.5. Now, this is a foot in the door offer, guys. You guys have heard me say sell $300 for SaaS a month. Well, guess what? This is a foot in the door offer for the right buyer. All right. So then you can see the payment plan. If he wants to pay in advance, he can get a 10% discount, right? Right. That's the Costco discount. Buy in bulk, save some money. All right. So that's the way that this contract rocks. So that is it for that. So sales process found us 12 minutes, Zoom call 33 minutes, follow-up call to explain everything about 18 minutes, and that was it. So now we're in a deal that's pretty juicy that we have a lot in the line. We're going to overextend ourselves. We're going to prove the model. We're going to prove that we're the right people, and we want to honestly get aggressive in terms of we're treating this like a fucking game in the sense of we want to win, not just win for the sake of him making a lot of money, but we want to outperform those other vendors. We don't know who they are. Because if we could do that, then we're going to have a more intimate relationship. Then my recommendations become so valid because I even told them on the phone at some point I really do want to optimize this website because we have a potential to rank for keywords, even if in the it's a personal injury. So even in the Uber accident, Lyft, semi truck space, and like from Fresno to Palmdale, we can do some damage there. It'll take a bit of time, a bit of work, a bit of energy, but we got some money to be made. That's how we expand. And the more money we can put back in, not necessarily paying me, you're already paying other people. So you already know the ball game. It takes money to make a lot money, right? So if you put a little bit of your money to make a lot, have the balls to do it. And he does, right? So that's the break, that's the kimono breakdown. Now what you're not hearing is what's the sales process? Like what did you specifically say? How did the conversation go, right? So that's you got to get into the Diamond Club to hear that. So if it's worth $7, put down the coffee and buy the Diamond Club. It's $7 trials. Okay. So we'll drop that amount. If you can put the $7 trial for 7 days, do the $7 trial for 7 days in the Zoom and in the chat. Whoever's not in there on here, I'm not sure who's in or who's not right now. Like whether it's Erica, Tyshawn, or Melhem. I don't know who you guys are because I can't see you. But if you're not in Diamond Club, I'm gonna just say get in while we're on this call, um, and you'll be completely satisfied, more than you could possibly be. Okay, so I'm gonna pass the torch over to Ben for right now. You're on the spot, buddy boy.
Oh yeah. No, this has been really fun though. You want me to go over some of the stuff that we've been
Go
working?
over, yeah. Go over offers, go over what we're up to. I mean, just like I said, open the kimono because like what we have cooking is just so fucking weaponized for you guys. Like we've been like Ben and I talk till like he's in New York, so for my time it's like 10, 11 o'clock sometimes, and this is I'm talking 7 days a week, not like here and there bullshit. Like we've been seeing like what would help people so much and because like first of all, the people have to be committed, right? Because like we can't outcommit other people's commitments. Because if I'm at 100 and you're at 70, not worth the conversation. It really isn't. And we're not here to convince anybody for anything. We're here to persuade people that they have bigger goals, but they have to have that first step of belief that they're capable of doing it. And the way you can look at it is if somebody else has done it, it's possible. So why not you? That's the first step. Now, that's what we've been racking our brains on, whiteboarding, conversation, back and forths. And it kind of keeps like every conversation Ben and I've had has had like commonalities of like things we don't take away. And then a new thing, we're like, holy shit, the market would be like loving that. So I'll let you take it away from here. I'm going to make you should be able to share screen too if you need to by now.
Let me see. All right, we're good. All right, I'm going to show you guys. Some of you guys actually saw this post on my personal page. I didn't put it in the group or anything yet. So if you guys are friends with me, you guys have already kind of gotten a glimpse into this. But I'm just going to share this. I'm peeling back like the curtains. So whoever's watching the live stream, if you guys are interested in this, then here you go. This is it. So this is an offer that took about 48 hours for us to put together. And it was really, really simple because realistically, what I was thinking about was what's the one thing that people want and the one thing that people don't want to do. And the one thing that people want is money, and people don't want to do, you guys can probably guess it, the work, right? So, how do we remove as much of the guesswork from this as possible? Considering all day, every day, what we do is literally building marketing and SaaS agencies. That's all we do all day long in the inner circle. So, for those of you guys who are already working with us, you know that. For those of you who aren't working with us, you don't know that. Now you do. So all I was thinking about is how can we accelerate the results for our clients? How do we do this as quickly as humanly possible, get them the desired outcome, and remove as much friction from it as possible? That's by us taking the control. So that's how we came up with this done for you SaaS agency offer. And there's no sexy name. It's literally DFY SaaS agency offer. Like it's not sexy. We haven't done all of that just yet and fluffed it up. But this is a skeleton of what this offer is. So I'm just going to scroll through this quickly, go over the highlights, and then I'll go into the specifics. So what we have here is what is the offer? We will build you a SaaS business and acquire your first 5 clients in under 90 days, or we'll keep working with you till you do. We might change up this language. Everyone's heard the we'll keep working with you till you do sort of shit. And again, I'm walking you guys through the thought process behind this and how we're coming up with these offers because it's fucking incredible, honestly. Like I've already sent this to about 15 of my friends in the online space. And I said, yo, would you buy this offer or do you think this is stupid? Every single one said, dude, this is fucking awesome. Every single one. If even one of them said, no, I don't like it, we would have scrapped it. Like, this is what we do. We send this to other people in our network. We say, do you think this is something that we should try to roll out? If the answer is a hell no, we clip it. Like, so for those of you who keep thinking about offers that you want to roll out, ask people around you. And if they say, dude, that's a dumb idea, it's probably a dumb idea. You know what
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean?
just to touch on that for a second, it's just called market research, the ask
Yeah.
method. I mean, it just makes sense because there's like two ways like I like to do research is test it to the ideal customer and ask them, number one. Number two, colleagues in the space that we respect and they respect us. And then three is unknowing people that have no reason to buy this, like a grandpa or a bartender, a random person. If they be like, damn, if I was in that space, that just makes sense,
Yeah.
right? Because I see restaurant owners put $500,000 before they even serve their first meal, and then they can't be profitable for 4 years, right? So in the internet space, it's just wildly different, right? There's so much flexibility and movement. There's so much. The cool part about the digital marketing space is that every business needs one of you guys,
Yeah.
right? So that's why this offer is like matching the offer to how what you could have in client success.
Yeah. But here's like the key components to like a great offer. You guys are probably familiar with like Hermosi, and the truth is, I listen to the guy all the time, and I remind myself of shit that I already know. And like the way that I try to structure offers is keeping it stupid simple. Like someone who is relatively familiar with the space, who might have an interest in, running a marketing agency or a SaaS business, right? If they have any sort of understanding of how that might work, I want them to be able to understand this offer. And looking at this, I know that they can because it's literally the most straightforward offer that's probably on the market, right? The guarantee is simple. We're not putting our back against the wall, and we're also minimizing the risk for our clients, right? You guys can read it right here. You know what I mean? It's not designed to be this ridiculously bold guarantee. We guarantee a 5,000% return on investment or your money back. Like, no, that's stupid. In what world does that actually exist? It doesn't. So if you guys have fallen into the trap of buying one of those offers, I'm sorry to hear that because it's stupid and it doesn't work. Okay. Um, and I also want to outline what's required from the client, what is a realistic amount of money that you're going to need to start this thing up properly and have it run without it crashing and burning month one, right? what's actually included in the offer, and then what does the timeline look like? I'm still working on the timeline here, so you guys will notice that's not complete. We have some FAQs. Again, you'll notice that there aren't answers in here either. We've just written down some of the questions that we've already gotten from our market research, right? Um, and again, it's super simple, right? The whole idea is we want to remove as much guesswork for the client as possible. We want to take as much control in the initial launch of the process and of the offer as possible. And we want our clients to basically have an accelerated route to break even on the investment and then eventually go into just pure cash flow and profit. Does anyone have any questions around that, or is this confusing? I want to get interactive now. I feel like I'm just rambling on right now. So, like, does this make sense? Do you guys see why this offer is so simple? No, no one likes me today. All right, it's fine.
Deer in headlights effect. I think they're
No,
shocked.
no,
Shocked it's so good.
I'm waiting. I'm not. I'm just waiting. All right. Because look, at the end of the day, like you guys should be thinking about one thing and one thing only. How do I get my client the desired outcome as quickly as humanly possible? They want it and they want it now, right? So when you guys are creating your offers and figuring out your delivery process, your client fulfillment, your communications, your sales, everything should be focused on one thing. How do you get your client what they want and how do you do it as quickly as humanly possible? Right? Like someone can obviously pay a fraction of this price and get into inner circle, or not really a fraction, but you guys get the point, right? And they can actually learn it all on their own, or we can just do it for you. It's going to cost you more. You're going to pay us a piece of every dollar that you make from then on out, but we're also going to put you on the accelerated path to do it as quickly as possible, right? So there's a give and take relationship there, right? Um, it's not just about making as much money as quickly as possible, but doing it with as much predictability as you can have. And I think that's where people kind of mess up because they get caught in the weeds. They try to offer 1,000 different things, and they end up overcomplicating it. So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself at all. Um, but that's all I got on the offer right now. I wanted to make this super super quick and super simple for you guys. And we got a few other ones that we're working on too. Like I just wanted to. I like this one. This one was top of mind. I was working on it this morning, so figured I would just go and present that.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, let's open up some Q&A. What do you guys need some help with? We'll spend about 5 to 10 minutes just answering a couple questions. So if you have any, right now is the time to unmute and we'll go over it. If you have questions about the offer, go ahead and ask. And if you have questions about something else, go ahead and ask. Well, it's nice that you guys are hanging out on a Saturday. All right, Anne Marie, what do we got?
Yeah.
Something's up with your audio. You got to connect your microphone or something.
Well, let me see.
There you are. You're good. You're there.
Now,
Yep.
okay. Let me pull up the barber. So I tried to get him on the phone, and but he was busy. So then I
Yep.
had to practice my Raoul questioning skills.
Hmm.
I think I did okay.
Good.
So, but now, all right. So he said, ask a couple questions. So I kept it simple and answered, to do through text. So the questions had been, where in business do you find yourself doing repetitive tasks when communicating with customers? And then I asked him about responding to missed calls. Then I had to, and he did respond, but then I had to practice of the objections because he said, I never really find myself tired of coming to the barber shop. I have no problem sitting down afterwards and just hanging out. It's like his living room, right? But I was able to pull out a couple of pain points. And it said, I go both ways about online booking. And he used to use it for Facebook. But what would happen is that either the customers wouldn't show up or they'd forget, right? So I was like, okay. So, and I did this at the coffee shop too this week, as you know. So then I was like, when you say you missed appointments, what do you mean? Did you miss the notifications? And he said, missing the notifications or somebody didn't show up, So then I was like, okay, how would Raul spin this? I said I had one missed call last year turn into the best customer, best hair extension customer, because he said that his best customers just text him, right? I said, so offering online booking temporarily did make things easier for you then, is what I hear. What if any new online bookings were prepaid, automatically reminded, and the notifications were sent to your cell phone? And then he goes, yeah, that idea of automatic booking would be cool with pay. And I left that alone and didn't respond back because he had communicated that Fridays and Saturdays he's real busy. So I figured I'd check in with you, but I was like, wow, I got it that far.
Yeah, I mean, what is your offer to him if you could choose like what I don't know the scenario other than what you told me the other day and today, but like
Yeah,
what do you want him to start with? And like let's start there. Let's just get the foot in the door out of the way.
yeah, right. I still have my flip. Oh, you did this like
Hmm.
last year. It's on my
Hmm.
desk. So
Hmm.
foot in the door. I think for him, where he's at, it would just be like, you know what, hooking him up for like $97 a month. Just that's what I'm seeing. Like I could do missed call text back, you know, and I
Okay,
did what
so what
I
really quick, let me just cut you off
did.
real quick, because sake of time, I gotta actually get out of here at a hard stop.
Yeah,
So the scenario is what is average customer worth to him, like a new customer?
yeah, like 20 to $40.
20 to 40. Okay, what's the lifetime value of a customer?
That I don't know. He's been doing it a long time and has good customers.
Okay, we need to know that number because then you can that price of 97 is just like you're putting too much energy out for a non-committal price point. So once I
Yeah,
know like like how like if it's a barber shop, right? So it's
yeah,
20 to 40, what makes it 40 versus 20? Oh, they get a beard trim. Cool. What's the average you think of the two? Is it 30? Is it 25? If you can guess like a safe average of a new customer's value to you. Okay, it's 20. Okay, now is there tip on top of that? Yeah, we get about $5 per person. So $25 is safe to say. Is that right? Now, how often does this each person come in for a haircut? Okay, once a month. Okay, so then now we have some math. So we have 25 times 12. Each customer is now worth $300. So now imagine if you got 10 new customers per month, that's an extra 3,000. Would that open up something for you? Okay, so now we're playing with 3,000. So now we're future pacing it, saying like, yeah, and it doesn't have to stop there. It could be much more each month. It could once the system goes. But early stage launching this, we can probably bring in possibly another 3,000. But more importantly, you mentioned like sometimes people forget and don't show up. When they don't show up, what are you doing in that time gap? Nothing? Ah, so you can't fill that spot. So you're actually losing money. So now we're going in the negative for that hour or that
yeah,
half hour, right? So now we're pulling even more teeth and pain and all that. So now we can have a reminder system for these bookings. So now he's got revenue recovery too in here, not just revenue generation, revenue recovery. Now, once we get the pain point a little deeper, then we can say like, man, like once he's sold on it, missed call text backs and appointment reminders, those two things alone right there, forget database reactivations for a second, that can easily turn into way more piles of cash. And even auto reminder systems where it's like once the customer comes in 3 weeks saying, hey, don't forget to schedule your appointment, you can actually just pay in line and skip the line and get your time, right? So now that's the DVR stuff.
yeah.
But hold on, let me finish, and then you can ask the questions.
Okay.
Then once he's sold on that, saying, would that make sense if we implemented something like that for you? Yes. Why do you feel that way? They repeat back why it's important to them. Then you go backwards in time and saying like, hey, like let's just say we had this set up a year ago, maybe even two. Like, what do you think we left on the table?
Yeah,
So now we have urgency kicking in. We have anger, fear, etc., whatever, fear of not doing something. Then we can roll back in saying like, dude, this thing's like super cheap. A $300 a month investment will solve all of those pains. What I'm going to tell you this is why don't we just get started? If for any reason in the world you just hate the system, just cancel it and tell me. But let me have a chance to show you what it looks like, right? Because we have a lot of money left on the table, a lot of money to collect. Don't you agree? Cool. Can we get started? And there you go. There's the pitch. And then you just sell it at 300. Fuck the $97 shit.
yeah,
But if you need to, then you always have like I mean, this is a good analogy. Think of it like the barber shop. Like if I wanted to get a barber shop and he took too much off, could he put some more hair back on my head right then and there?
No, he'd be calling me like I sent him
Right,
customers.
right. My point being is with price, it's the same thing. If you chop too much off, it's hard to put it back on.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah,
So start at 300. You can always say like, hey, let's just unlock the missed call text back, 97 bucks a month. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And if he still says no, move on. Don't
yeah.
chase, don't convince, don't persuade, just move on.
He might be a move on one because when I said about responding to calls in a form of a question, I said, how much would your benefit, how much would your business benefit and profit from when you miss a call while you're given a kick ass fade telling your dark jokes? If a newer existing
Right.
customer,
That stuff won't work by text the way you're describing it. This needs to be a quick conversation. The purpose of your text message isn't to persuade and sell in this context the way you're doing it. It's to get on that next call because this is $3,600 a year. This is our offer. It's not 300 a month, it's $3,600 a year. We're making the assumption that they're going to fall in love, get addicted, wish they had it, and kick themselves. I wish I did this sooner once you implement it. That's the goal. And we're looking at $3,600 per year plus upsells plus local SEO eventually, right? So it could be this could be an $8,000 customer if you follow these steps specifically.
oh, you just gave me my answer because he when we had coffee and I missed that opportunity even though I was present. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
But you just, I'm going to write it down because he said what he likes is that he likes it when somebody can just get to the point as far as like what they have to offer. But we weren't even talking about sales. So right now, what I would tell him is that I can automate your business for 3,600 a year. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, rewatch this recording, and I would argue to say if anybody's selling SaaS, watch this thing again because like right there, I just in I don't know 3 minutes, that's the pitch. That's how long things take, and then if you need the full 25, 30 minutes or whatever that you allocate for these kind of calls, I mean, we're looking at a lot of money when you not. I don't look at anything as an individual standalone one customer. Or why would I spend that kind of time with one person? It's because this is the starting point of one relationship that there's ascensions that if they like our services and our support and our communication, they're going to naturally buy anything we recommend because we're the trusted source. So as long as you're good at whatever the upsell is, whether it's local SEO, Facebook ads, or even if you outsource it and you have a good outsource team and you're good at project communication, you're going to get these bigger deals. You just have to make it easier the way it's being presented. Because some of the pitches I hear, it sounds like you're talking to another SaaS person rather than just an ordinary client because you're going over their head where they can't determine the value. And then it turns in, it's something, it may feel like you guys may feel like, hey, I'm like pulling teeth talking to these people, but that's your own fault because you're talking in a language they don't give two shits about. So the safest thing to be is like this. If you're going to a wedding, overdress. You can't look like a loser if you overdress. But if you wear a wife beater and shorts, you're probably going to stand out in a bad way. So when it comes to communicating with your clients, just talk to them at a third grade level. And if they show some levels of sophistication along the way, you can start getting into a little bit more sophisticated marketing language if you feel that's the right way to go. But you're always safe if you just talk in a third grade level. And the way I look at it is if I can talk to a third grader and then an 80-year-old and they understand what I'm doing clearly and can repeat it back to me, I've already won the communication round. Right. So that's the thing is like you're not talking to make yourself sound smart, like a doctor would talk about a medialis corporalis or whatever the fuck they mean, and just say the shoulder bone, your shoulder hurts.
yeah.
Right. Don't use the medical fucking terms. I don't give two shits. It's gonna make me fire you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm confused. Same thing in marketing. Just keep it super duper basic, simple, and the goal is check in with them that they understand. Does this make sense? Would it be helpful if you had this? And if they say, yes, it makes sense. Yes, it would be helpful. Well, now we have to get curious. Like, why would it be helpful? And then you now know the answers. Now you're complete with that specific feature or benefit or pain point or solution until you understand those things. You explain it. Does it make sense? Would it be helpful? How would it be helpful? Move on to the next, right? So that's how you're going to sell 10 SaaS clients every single fucking month predictably. But it doesn't happen just by one live call, me telling it to you and you guys going and failing or making it. I don't know. It's working on this every day, every single day. Because if this is what you do for a living and you figure out why are you doing this for a living? Do you hate your job? You hate your life? You hate what you're doing? Like those things are pretty, I mean, you're not going to live twice. I'll tell you that. They made that slogan YOLO for a reason. You only live once. It's not YOLT. They don't say you only live twice. You can't have a next go around at this. So choose wisely. Because if you wanna level up, you just gotta level up and make that commitment, right? Like Nico did, right? It was scary, right? When we got on the phone, right?
Of course.
To make that financial commitment, whether you had the money or don't have the money, you're taking a risk on yourself and believing in it. And we had some hesitation, some fear, some skepticism. We had to overcome that together. And then now it's just like, hey, it's fucking go time, and you're here on a Saturday, right? So that
Absolutely.
that just happened with Nico last week, right? He jumped into our offer accelerator, the where we did a one-on-one, walked him through the GSD, gave approval for the GSD, got skeptical, saying I don't know. Then we had another conversation, and we just fucking committed. I just literally that Mike Tyson t-shirt that he had with Jake Paul. I just said, have you seen the Mike Tyson t-shirt where Jake Paul signed it? And he's like, yeah. And I said, Nico, sign the fucking contract, and he just did. Right? Because I knew that that was the way that I had to make a demand for Nico because I know his personality type, and I said, just you trust yourself first, then trust my process second. Because for anybody who buys our stuff, like I started this conversation, if you're at 70% commitment level and I'm at 100, I cannot help at all because you're going to find a reason to fail
I
rather
gotta
than
go.
do the opposite, which is find the reason to make success happen. Because like Jim Cathcart, one of the greatest personal development people that nobody ever heard of, but hopefully you heard of him now. I've talked to him probably once, probably done an interview with him for once every year for the last 6 years in the group. And he's just the biggest promoter of like the broke to no joke story. No education, no nothing, 5'6" dude weighing over 200 pounds, smoked two cigarette packs a day, and then just changed his life in a moment's notice by lightning bolt decision making. Didn't have the money, did it anyways. And this was in like, I don't know, he's like 77 now. So this is what probably when he was in his like late 20s, 30s. But now, I mean, he became one of the world renowned speakers in personal development, closing the biggest consulting sales organization people like Amgens and Four Seasons and huge things. Just started off like a normal person, broke, decision maker, gained skill, moved up, right? Um, so that's kind of why I like it. What I was getting at with him is the word yet is such an important thing. I'm not where I want to be yet. I don't have all the skills I want to contain yet, right? So once you have the yet, you're opening the door for your success. But if you leave that word out, there's a good chance that you're probably not going to get it because you have no urgency, no desire, and then it'll be 2026. So the goal is if you want things to happen, just make them happen and make some commitments, right? So one of those commitments I'll ask you guys, if you guys aren't in Inner Circle or in any of our programs and you don't know what program could potentially be right for you, talk to Ben, talk to Ahmad. These guys will walk you through stuff. They'll just tell you what it is. They'll open, like I say, the kimono. They'll get naked with our offer, and then just truly help you because we're going to be particular in the sense of we have the only broadness we have of this is we need good attitude, good commitment. We'll give you the skill, right? So I'm not concerned about because we have a business in a box. Like Anne-Marie, like how long did it take you to build one of our you said you were building a landing page like live or something. Like
Yeah,
how long did it take you in time? If you can just give me the time only. Like how long did it take you to take our template and then make it your own?
I'll have it done by this afternoon. But
How
if
long
I
though? How long did it take you from start to finish so far?
let's see, when did I start? The other
I don't
day.
know.
So I haven't even worked on it 8 hours yet. So it's more of getting the idea together, which that's what you guys helped me with. So you know what? Loading the snapshot
Yeah,
because
so you load the snapshot, delete
then I
shit,
just
type shit, right?
right, and then customize it for myself.
Yeah, Ben,
So
do you want to share your website really quick? This is what's in the inner circle. You want to share your
My
website?
website? Yeah.
Yeah, so Ben called me and said, "Hey, your stunner template's dope as shit. Can I use it for GSD for my own brand. And I said, here's the link, go ahead. And then like I think an hour later, I don't know, you tell me, I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. You tell me how long it just show the website.
An
And then
hour. It took me an hour.
yeah, because I was just thinking like, don't work on a website. You're a fucking salesperson, but it only took him an hour. So I'm like, I'm glad you did it.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I didn't even move anything. Like all the logos, I mean, I threw in this cool AI generated logo that says BH for my initials, but I mean, it's literally just yeah. This website's super clean though. I had a stupid ass link tree that I thought was hot shit, and it's like all the links are the same anyway. You want to book a call with me? Cool. Click on this, and it goes to this page. Schedule a call with me. My calendar should show up here. Boom, right there. If you're interested in GSD, great. Boom, just redirects to the site. THL Mastery redirects to the site and that's really all that's like active on the site right now. I still have a few other things that I can add in, but truth is I probably won't because it's stupid simple. This is all that people need from me.
yeah, totally. And the cool part is like all these templates, all these frameworks, all this stuff is just available. And it's intended to look dope because we spent a lot of time building it on the back end. So we took our time so you don't have to. Because when we want people to hit the ground running, that just means rubber's about to meet the road and we're gonna go start off hot and just change the energy of going from chaos, confusion, and lack of confidence to saying I have a precise system, and then I can go in with confidence and talk to complete strangers should I want to. So you can cold approach or you can warm approach through content or lead gen. So that's the whole purpose. We want to make it so simple. Take something super complicated because running a business is complicated. Our job is to make it simple in terms of how you handle things because we've already made the mistakes in the trial and error. And that's the purpose of everything. Is like, how do you get there for a faster time to make the most amount of revenue, happiness, enjoyability, quit the job, and save a pile of cash that you can reinvest into whatever it is you want, the business, vacations, cars, whatever. If you're materialistic, knock yourself out. Teach their own, right? So that's
Wait,
it for Savage Saturday. I'm gonna pass it
Ron,
off to
really
you,
quick.
Ben.
Yeah, no, I got to run here in like literally 30 seconds, but I just want to answer a quick question that'll help you guys. Christina asked me this. So we were talking about like setup fees and stuff like that when it comes to pricing models. And I just want to like articulate this in spoken language, not just in writing. I was saying that like with the setup fees, it doesn't matter what the service is, right? It doesn't matter if you're offering digital marketing services, if you're offering SaaS and it's a DVR or any other sort of like core four SaaS services. The setup fee is something that you can literally just use as a sales tactic to pull away, right? You could say, all right, cool. Like, let's say you charge $1,000 a month for something, right? $1,000 a month. We have a $1,500 setup fee. But if you want to just go ahead and do the deal today, what I'll do is I'll waive the setup fee so we can go ahead and get the deal done today. And you plant it and then you remove it. It's just a sales tactic. You can also charge it too. If you want to charge it, that's fine. They'll pay it.
Nope.
It's again the way that I think about things is like, how do I leverage this in a sales scenario, right? Everything's negotiable. I don't care what it is, everything is negotiable, right? So it's like I like the concept of yesterday's price is not today's price. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it is literally the same price, sometimes it's not. If we raise our prices, we raise our prices, right? That's our decision. That's what we need to do to keep up as a company, not your decision as the customer because you chose to take 6 months to decide to work with us. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's a lot better if you can take something, plant it, and have leverage with it instead of um overcomplicating it and like basically making it don't make it a big deal is what I'm trying to say. Like you can just use it, plant it, and then you can remove it as a sales tactic if you need to.
Cool. All right. That if is it for everybody. Unless you guys have any sort of questions, hit up Ben, hit up Ahmad, and then if you have anything to end with, I gotta go do a little bit of remodel today, or watch somebody else do it. Not really me do shit. I'm not handy, but other people are.
Sounds good.
Anyways, Ben, you can take them out. I gotta bounce. But
I,
anyways,
I,
thanks for
I
hopping
got
on.
too. You're good.
Thanks
All
for
right.
hopping on. Anybody who wants to reach out to us, just tag Ben or Imad in the comments in the Facebook thread. They'll reach out to you. send you whatever it is you need, resources, or if you want to hop on a call with them, get a business battle plan call going and see what the GSD can do for you. We'd be grateful for that. And have a good Saturday. See you guys.